So nobody really likes imperialism, outwardly at least. Except for, I guess, 16-year-old edgelords who think that colonialism and imperialism was basically just Europeans showing up to, Africa and Asia and being like, ah, yes, hello, my good POC. Can I interest you in this wonderful factory and medicine and science? Which, honestly, that's pretty much basically how it happened. I don't really know why people are complaining. Um, but yeah, in 2018, in the discourse, the 2018 modern political discourse, um, imperialists and imperialism, aren't really thrown around very much. But in leftist circles, as has pretty much always been the case, at least since Marx, maybe before, uh, we're not down with imperialism. We're not, it's not good. Get it out of here. We don't like it because it's not a good thing to do. Get it out. It's bad. Um, we also know that imperialism didn't exactly stop when, kind of the more formal European overseas empires were officially dismantled, over the course of fucking, years and years after World War II. Even though, Britain and France still own quite a bit of overseas territories and shit. But it's a small, not even a big deal, okay? Um, but, yeah, imperialism, it didn't stop, hasn't even particularly slowed down, especially with the Cold War, the Korean and Iraq wars, the fuck ton of assassinations and coups done in Latin America and Africa specifically. A whole bunch of fun stuff. And even today, mostly, the most recent examples being, of course, Gaddafi in Libya, Saddam Hussein in Iraq, the Kim family in North Korea, which is obviously still a thing, and my boy, the lion, Bashar al-Assad, the world's greatest man. And yes, these places are, or were, I guess, in the case of Iraq, very much targets of Western imperialism. United States, Western Europe, both of which kind of tend to work in conjunction. And recently, to those examples, I guess, in Syria especially, Russia has kind of started to become involved in that shit. But what can we do? We know that imperialism is not good. It's bad. It is not good. It's just, Western countries exploiting the resources and the people of these other nations. And, the only people who gain from it are the rich assholes who gave the orders to kill all these, indigenous black and brown people. So it's not good. But what can we do? As a bunch of lazy fools on the internet. What can we do? Within reason, of course, to kind of stop this. Well, pretty much, without being too crazy and organizing like mad, pretty much just raise awareness by complaining on the internet, complaining visibly, and, of course, expounding upon your complaints if you're confronted about that. And also, of course, and what is kind of supposed to be the main thrust of this video, is memes. Because as we all know, that's how we win the fucking culture war, baby. If Paul Joseph Watson taught me anything, you gotta do the memes. You gotta trigger the conservative cucks, the cuckservatives, and that's you do it with memes. Uh, yeah. Now I'm remembering what I'm gonna say. I am kind of sick, if you can't tell. Oh, and if you're wondering about the sunglasses, I put a thing about that in the description. Uh, but yeah, in certain left book circles, on like lefty pole, just general leftist humor, fucking spots on the internet, you will see a lot of memes being pretty praise heavy for someone like Assad or the Kim family or any number of these kind of people who are targeted by the Western imperialism machine. And pretty much all those examples, they're not exactly perfect people, nor do they run their countries in an even close to ideal way. And that's definitely fair to point out. Lots of people, if they see someone posting a "shut the fuck up liberal" meme with Assad in it, as I have done a few times, if they're not particularly super familiar, it's absolutely fair to say, why are you, posting a meme with Assad in it? Assad's not exactly a super great guy. But the point isn't to you know, pretend that these people are, heroes or kind of these people to necessarily be venerated in the same way as, you know, like a Lenin or a Mao or, even a Thomas Sankara or a Rosa Luxemburg. Not exactly leftist role models or anything, but definitely people whose reputation and whose policies that are good definitely should be defended. Because that is how, in lieu of just, assassinating or coupping these people, which of course is the United States' first resort, if that has proven to be ineffective, these people have proven to be pretty crafty and wily. The United States looks for more open and brazen ways of getting these governments to play ball, which, obviously involve turning the public of the United States against these people as well, which is done through, these big ad campaigns. Did you know that Bashar al-Assad gassed 1 million of his own people for no reason after he fucking took an area because he's just evil? It's true. He did. And it's true that he did that because he did it. Do you know that Kim Jong-un is like a walking cartoon character who's just like a fucking idiot who's just gonna destroy the entire world for no reason? It's true. He's gonna do it. So, these kind of hyperbolic memes that portray Kim Jong-un or Assad in these kind of humorously over-the-top positive ways are mostly a pushback against that shit, against this ridiculous Western demonization that these guys get, pretty much just because they won't play ball with the United States or with United States companies that have a lot of political power. That's why we're not huge fans of Iran either, although we haven't exactly stepped up quite to that amount yet. This, of course, also plays into the nuclear question as well with North Korea and the general United States double standards, when it comes to nuclear weapons, which is basically, uh, you know, if everyone has nuclear weapons, then, you know, I can't even do whatever I want. Like if only I have the nuclear weapons, then that's good because then I can just like do whatever, and no one can stop me. So give me your fucking nukes, buddy. Basically that. That's why we're so against North Korea having even a small nuclear arsenal, or Iran having a nuclear arsenal. Um, is that if the United States isn't able to just fucking swing its dick around and be like, hey, do whatever the fuck we say or we're gonna nuke you, kid. We're not able to do that. That makes us uncomfortable. Um, you know, it's a line that is unironically touted in like basically any movie about United, like the CIA or the fucking military and all. But you know the "it's okay because we're the good guys" line is that's basically the fucking it's basically the extent of our justification for this fucking foreign policy. Um, that also is why you should defend Kim Jong Un specifically in that regard of the whole nuclear situation there, because otherwise he North Korea has no autonomy in that point. If they have no nukes, they have no way to defend themselves against the United States literally just destroying them if they wanted. That's pretty much shitty. It has to be that way. So, folks, as soon as you can, please destroy the United States.